of people are going to join just yet, but hello everybody, welcome to Kingdom Chronicles. My name is Turn to page 394, and here is the colorful chaotic gang.
Woo!
Sorry that it took us so long to finally start. My dumbass had to get into cosplay. So.
And you look lovely.
This is
we love
Cross cosplay. I'm probably going to film some TikToks after the game tonight, so be on the lookout for that. We are streaming this week because next week our schedules didn't really line up for a live stream. So we're doing a week early, and then we'll be on a break next week. I'll be working on getting some videos up onto YouTube so you guys can watch old episodes. And we will have D&D talks next Tuesday, and I think most of us will be here to probably discuss even tonight's game, if y'all are up for that.
I'm gonna try really hard.
Alright, we're gonna try definitely. Like, this past D&D talks, it was me and B-Dubs, aka Zinc. We discussed, like, our favorite moments in D&D, struggles we faced, and we even talked about a couple topics we want to talk about in the future, such as, like, LGBTQ portrayal in D&D and all that. I swear to God, I'm starting to get dropped frame rates already. This is not going to be a good night if we have dropped frame rates. What the fuck?
No.
No!
No drop frame rate.
Please no. It's only 11%, which is good. I'm hoping it's not because of the Wi-Fi that I'm on right now. It's usually the Wi-Fi that gives me shit. Hold on a second.
I love that chaotic gay is your class alignment.
She is chaotic gay, though.
Yeah, but where's gay on the spectrum, or like the? It just like hovers over like the lawful, chaotic, good.
Yeah.
Scale.
Yes, much like a rainbow.
Just for that.
Wow, my Face ID doesn't even work with me in cosplay.
It's like, that's not you.
Who is this bitch? Yes! Bring out all the rainbows tonight.
This is
Bring out your gay.
Bring your gays.
Where's my fucking shirt?
I know the whole time. But I did wear this the last time I was at Disney for the entire day. One of the days that we were there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool.
All right.
I've also been for Gay Days, which I think is an amazing thing. Disneyland hasn't quite sponsored it themselves, but they allow Gay Days to happen. But Paris has Gay Days that is sponsored by Disney. And it's super fun. They just, they need to advertise to the families that aren't quite expecting it what's going on. I think it's a little weird for them. But yeah, you guys should check it out if you get a chance.
Alright, it's giving us dropped frame rates again, you guys. I'm wondering, who the hell is here?
What?
Everybody pause.
What?
Is that a Dom I see?
No.
Dom doesn't want to deal with dropped frame rates. He wants to see this actually happen.
Dude.
Like, fuck this shit, I'm out, guys.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Oh god, guys, we have to behave.
No.
No.
Alright.
You don't do
Well,
that.
it's saying that the frame rates are only like... It says the frame rate's only like 11%, so that's not something to really worry about. I apologize to everybody who's watching if you're experiencing any dropped frames. I already took way too long to get into cosplay, and we're behind on schedule, so we're just gonna have to deal with a glitchy stream, probably.
All right.
I will make sure the next time that we stream that everything is in order, and we're not dealing with technical issues. But other than that, whenever Bethany is ready to start, I don't have any more announcements. Does anybody else have any announcements that they need to make?
Nope.
Nope.
No, I don't think so.
Alright.
There's a Dom here.
Just there, like not even.
Just
a face.
Dom is just lurking on us.
And muted, too. Like, muted, thing
He
off.
loses,
He needs to be muted so he doesn't use his DM voice.
good goodness. Ooh,
All right.
speed.
Just one
All
final
right.
reminder, you guys. I am watching the chat. I will not be responding,
Fine.
though. And we do ask no metagaming. Don't try to, like, throw out suggestions for our players to do. Because I know at least a couple of us will be watching this the chat stream tonight. I know I am for a fact.
I do too.
And so does Sarah, aka Darren. So we keep an eye on the chat to see what you guys are saying. We just won't be able to respond right away. We just ask, please no metagaming.
Thank you.
Other than that, we can let Bethany take over.
Yeah. So last time, you guys had a very RP heavy session, which this one might also be, just as a heads up as we're going into it.
All good.
So, oh no, an RPG
Dom-
where there's lots of RPs.
Okay, Dom is now hosting us on Twitch.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Dom.
So yeah, so you guys found the doppelganger and banished the doppelganger and his guards, his very dumb guards. And oh, poor dumb dumbasses. So you got the real mayor out of the cage thing, whatever you want to call it, and into his house, and got him started like setting up to get him relaxed. Darren and Cross stole a couple of gems while everybody else was distracted.
And that's the beginning of our love story.
No
Exactly.
regrets.
That's how every fucking good love story starts. It starts with
Robbery.
robbery. Yeah.
Light medium crime.
Yeah, little B&E, little taking some shit, you know.
He already stole my heart.
Yes, exactly.
was-
So
Gary? Is Gary the gecko's name?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gary.
I might have to buy a
Yeah.
gecko just for this.
I would bring down Lila so that she could participate, but it's too cold down here. And
Yeah.
Fair.
it's harmful.
she would not be happy.
No, God, no.
No.
His
Baby.
attitude, she would make me know how mad she is.
So, the mayor mentioned that he's got to just check the coffers and see what's in there, make sure the doppelganger didn't fuck up too much. While y'all are preparing, he gave you a special coin that's supposed to get you a direct audience with the queen when you get to the town. If you'll take a look at the map that I definitely have on hand, and can hopefully put it to rights. Okay, you guys are in Rose Quartz, which I think is that one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really read backwards. And that's Amethyst Halls. Each hex is roughly like a day's travel. So you're about a day and a half, depending on how slow you walk, from Amethyst Halls at this point. So not too bad. So he's giving you the coin so you guys can go there in the morning after you get paid. And you still have that sending stone that has not been used yet for the day.
Mhm.
And those do reset at dawn. And as far as you know, that's supposedly would let you send and then receive a reply to your send with the person who holds the other end of it, which is the mistress, as the doppelganger called her. Yeah. So before everybody else goes to bed, did y'all want to do anything with the sending stone, or do you just want to wait for later?
Last week, I think our plan was that we were going to wait.
Mhm.
Okay. Flortma has the stone according to my notes.
Yeah.
Yep. Lost the roll off.
Yeah. Damn those dice.
Okay, cool. So you guys can definitely wait on the stone. The thing with sending is that it's basically whoever is sending the spell can choose on if it's received telepathically or out loud, as far as I remember. So if you do decide to send it, of course, Flortman can say out loud what he's saying to her and then like repeat back what she says. So, whatever is best. If you guys do end up contacting her, the only name you've got is like some pretentious ass title. So I don't know what y'all actually want to call her in the meantime.
Missy. Missy.
All right. In the meantime, guys,
Does give some serious Missy vibes.
I'm actually managing to start uploading last week's episode to YouTube now.
Nice.
Yeah. And
Wait,
tomorrow I'm gonna upload this one.
Hello.
Should we call her Dog Van C
Dog Vancy.
instead of Cat Von D?
I don't think Cat Von D is gonna copyright the stream.
I think there's a huge yes from the DM.
Definitely. That's 100% what that face palm is.
Yes, the face screams approval.
Yes, that's what this face means. What? What the fuck was it? Dog Van C?
Dog Van C instead of Cat Von D.
Okay, I'm gonna be writing that down so at least I know who the hell you're talking about.
For sure, Dog Lady. I think
Forever known as Fido.
Jesus Christ.
she's gonna have the most obscure nickname. We're gonna be like, yo, what's up, Felicia? She's gonna be like, what? Not my name.
Like Karen.
Okay, Karen.
All right, Susan. Oh dear God in heaven. Okay. Jesus Christ. Funnily enough, one of the, many white suburban moms that I grew up with once we moved down here was Susan.
My aunt, the Karen.
Yeah, Susan, Marsha, Brenda, Jackie, Holly. That's all the ones I remember. And then, sorry, there was Belinda and Melinda, who lived really close to each other, but not on the same cul-de-sac. Anyway.
One of them a good witch, or I'm kidding.
I'm writing here so that I remember why the hell this is the joke. Opposite of Cat Von D. Okay.
Planogram.
That is not an anagram. That is not even close.
Oh, an planogram.
I don't know what the hell this is. I don't think it's a gram of any sort.
It's just shade throwing at this point.
Yes. There is so much shade here. We're probably close to a new ice age. So. You're all welcome.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Okay, so just to confirm, everybody wants to go to bed. No one
Yeah.
wants to use the thing tonight, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Cool, yeah.
We still have to decide what to say.
That's very fair. Cool. So, I think since it is a mayoral mansion, I think I mentioned everybody will get their own room to sleep in. It's fairly late, but I mean, there's not really going to be anybody trying to break down your door to make you get up early in the morning. So yeah, everybody has their own bedrooms to go into for the evening. And since you're in a mansion, you don't have to worry about like watch and shit because you're in a town in a nice house. You're fine.
You're not a squirrel trying to hide his acorn.
And somehow you break off an entire continental shelf for ice.
That's how Pangea broke apart.
God damn it, Scrat.
Yeah.
Hey.
Anyway.
Scrat. He's a beloved idiot.
I love him dearly. He's so dumb. Jesus. Anyway. Okay, so okay. Sorry, just double checking what I had kind of noted here. Does everybody take him up on the offer of your own rooms, or does anybody want to double up, like for either protection or other reasons?
Stupid's gonna have her own room.
Very fair.
Aaron's gonna like, sure, thanks, and then wait until he's out of view, and then just like not go in the room and go somewhere else. Just like anywhere else.
That's what they're expecting.
He's a paranoid motherfucker.
He is indeed.
I think Craw will just like take a room to herself.
Okay.
And she's just like gonna go over all like the gemstones that she has, like, and okay, girl really loves her gemstones. All right, they're her babies.
She just got some new ones. Got to introduce.
She's got
them
new
to
one.
others.
Got to introduce them to the family. Got to let them sit in the moonlight a little bit, charge them up.
I like
And girl's got to wash off her makeup for the day. Huh?
The one you got was what kind? Did
Was it an
you get for you?
amethyst?
She got like
You
an
got
emerald.
amethyst and I got obsidian.
Yeah, I got an amethyst and you got an obsidian.
That's like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny. Okay.
But yeah,
Cool.
she's gonna just retire into her room for the night.
Cool. So, Flortma, what you remind me? You haven't yet picked a god, right? Like you're still unsure on that.
Leaning towards Anubis.
That's
we
right.
would call it Anubis.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Neat. And you have to get up at some point in the morning to like say your prayers and shit. So I'm guessing he's the first one up, unless anybody else is.
Well, I'm also elf, so we only need the 4-hour trance thing.
Right.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't just like sit there like, oh no. He's too cool for that. He
Oh,
like
of course.
lays back and then like he sees humans sleep, and then he's like, okay, I'm good.
45-degree
Just
angle.
so you know what my head canon is.
Oh, these adorable dumbasses. Okay.
Yeah. But Darren would have woken up pretty early as well, and like raided around the house for a bit to find a new shirt, because he always wears his armor underneath like a shirt, and his last one would have been all messed up from the acid, so he would try to find something that fit in a little bit better with the town.
Question is, he walking around shirtless right now?
Oh God, the first is hard.
I need to know so I can time crawl walking out.
Well, he would at least be wearing his leather armor.
But no shirt on underneath.
Well, he doesn't. He wears over top.
Oh, over top?
He wears.
Oh,
he
so
wears, like,
she'll be seeing like arms and shit.
he wears like regular town's clothes over top
Uh-huh.
of his armor to kind of hide it.
Okay.
And then he has a scarf that he wears around his neck that kind of hides where his scar creeps up onto his neck and his
So he's like not wearing that top shirt right now.
yeah. And then if since it's armor that would cut off, you would probably see that the scar itself is actually also, if you're awake, is on the
Ooh.
back of his shoulder blade as well.
Yeah. What time did he wake up?
Well, they only sleep for like 4 hours.
Oh yeah.
So.
So she'd probably still be asleep. She'd just snooze a little bit, I guess. Sorry, I was like trying to message a friend that I heard something about Darren being shirtless. I'm like,
Wait, what?
should I yeet Craw into this or save her a nosebleed?
Okay. Yeah, you can find a spare shirt pretty easy. It looks like there's a good amount of just like general spares in here because, you know, there's a decent amount of visitor traffic that should come through a, you know, government official's home. There we go. Words.
Probably takes like a couple.
Take one of the butler's shirts. Wear it as a dress.
Just like a couple that he collects for his many disguises.
All in dark colors.
No. He's got to have some bright ones. This is a Paisley town. He's got to have at least one to fit in.
Ah, fair. A linen Tommy Bahama shirt.
His white Valentino bag.
Palm trees all over the place, you know.
Looking like a fucking frat boy.
God.
Not the F boy I was thinking of.
Anyway.
In reality, he just dresses like an e-boy all the time.
Is it still nighttime? We haven't gotten to morning yet?
I think it's probably like very early morning, like probably just post dawn.
Okay.
If that one's up, because y'all went to bed fairly late and at least 4 hours of translator. So yeah, it's probably like 6 or 7.
I was just gonna say Zink's been asleep and he just like found a bed, crawled up, curled up in a little ball, and was like,
God. Oh, Jeebus. Yeah, and
he needs 8 hours to be fully rested, so he'll probably wake up a little bit later.
that's very fair. Okay, cool.
So we got our long rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That stone's gonna ring, isn't it?
I was about to say, just before dawn specifically, because that stone resets at dawn, and anyone who owns it knows that. So just before dawn specifically, which is probably like when you're waking up. If not, you wake up because you hear this voice in your head. And it is definitely a feminine voice. You have not heard it before. I can tell you that straight up. And it has... It does have a very sultry edge to it, but doesn't seem to have any kind of accent. It's really, really neutral, which isn't that surprising, but because, you know, it's a huge mishmash of people in the kingdom, but just there you go. So, and what she says is, I didn't write this part down. Sorry. And again, it's sultry, but it has a tinge to it of annoyance, not outright anger, not yet, but definitely annoyance. And I guess the voice just pops into your head because it's not like it has a ringing function. Now I can think of as the fucking ringtone from Jurassic Park 3. The do 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 do.
Just send her to voicemail, you know.
Just reject. Hit the nose on the sending stone. Sorry. And what she says is, what was it? Did you really think you could get away with not updating me? You must report daily or else. Now speak. That's 25. You're
The person you're trying to reach.
Enjoy that.
The fitness gram pacer test.
Fuck the pacer. Oh my god. I did exactly the minimum amount that I needed to get an A on that every single year.
Yeah. Fuck that test.
Anyway, I mean, you probably could use your 25 words to be like, the person you are trying to reach is unavailable at this time. Please try your call again later. But you can reply to this, and that is not your sending stone action, because everyone gets you get a send and a reply, and then you get a send and her reply. So you can reply to this
Without fucking
now.
up your own thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kieran, I know you're awake. Help.
Sorry, you lost that coin cost. That
toy
my God.
cost. That's going on a t-shirt. You lost that toy cost.
Solidarity.
Oh God, I killed my boyfriend.
Careful.
I'm sorry, I work with sick children.
Babe,
all the
please
time.
don't die.
No, it's just that time of year I'm perpetually sick.
I'm
I can't
sorry.
stop it. It's fine.
Yeah, I remember those.
Okay.
Remember though, they're dead. We promised them they're dead.
You get 25 words in your reply. Same as when you send. B2 dubs.
Zink's not awake yet, is he?
No.
It's just the elves, I
It's
think.
just me and Darren.
All right.
Oh, you're calling. Oh, you're calling for your doppelganger.
Oh, ask for help.
Help, Darren, help.
Where does that go in with it?
Remember, I only have an intelligence of 10.
That's 9
Fuck,
words
that's
already.
I only have intelligence of 10.
Oh shit! We shouldn't have given him the fucking stone. Oh shit! Unfortunately, he can't be reached right now. He's 6 feet under.
6 feet under the ground below. He called your name before he went, but I guess you weren't listening.
You weren't listening.
The doppelganger you're trying to reach cannot respond because he's dead.
Please try your call again later.
There you go.
There we go.
That's only 11 words.
It's within 25. You don't have to do all 25, right?
Yeah, you don't have to do all 25.
That's very true. You don't have to go 25.
10 intelligence. What do you want?
Okay.
I think I probably should also wake everyone up at this point.
Yeah. Start banging on doors.
Yes, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Just heads up, if they bang on Craw's door, she's going, and if the door opens up, she's immediately like aiming her bow and arrow at whoever's there. Just out of pure instinct. Oh, is this you? And she kind of lowers her bow.
Got a message on the sending stone.
What did they say?
An
That-
update, apparently.
Did Float say anything back?
We discussed that the doppelganger's dead.
Alright. Just give me a moment to wake up a bit more. I'll be done in a few.
Yeah.
And she just shuts the door. Because she just realized she just pointed a fucking arrow at Darren, and she's just like, fuck.
And Darren's just so laxative. He's just like,
The
It happens on the daily.
you have no idea. So I guess we
Jeebus.
go downstairs and try to find the butler.
Yep.
Get some tea, yeah.
Fair enough. It looks like he hasn't gone to bed. He's down in the kitchen. There's already like some pretty good looking food up and being made. There's some coffee and tea and juice and stuff as well. And as you can imagine, the mayor's still asleep. Yeah. So yeah, but Butler's in there. the fuck did I say his name was? Alfor.
What the holy
Yes?
fucking bullshit was that? Hold up, guys. I
Alfor.
just got sent a whole fuck ton of bits.
Is that what that is?
Actually, Cody Rove, thank you so much for the 1,050 bits.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
That translates to $10.50. Thank you.
That's
I might actually get a payout this month. Well, this is gonna go on to December.
Raving
money,
Mickey
money,
Mouse.
money.
I like it.
Well, this will actually go into December's payout, but I think actually from last month in October, I might get a decent payout for November.
Oh yeah.
I had a lot of people resubscribe and send me bits, so that's gonna be good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. What were people saying? Sorry.
Breakfast.
People in the kitchen. Breakfast is being served.
And we told Missy the
And-
doppelganger's dead.
Yeah. Right.
I'm probably just gonna whack the butler in the shoulder a couple times, grab some coffee from around him, and how's your boss doing? And go sit down.
He's still asleep. I'm preparing an assortment of his favorites. And hope he'll be a little better in the morning. Well, when he awakens, I suppose it is morning now. Yes. But that, and he like goes back. He's literally like whipping cream to make like whipped cream. You can do, my roommate does it. You can do that by hand. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just tiring after a while. I've done it.
Yeah.
It's super easy to do. Actually, you can also do it in a mason jar.
It's a labor of love.
Just shake it, shake it. Shake it.
Be careful with those hand motions.
Oh no.
This is a good point to remind people that this is not safe for work.
Yeah. I think Bethany froze.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
she
she did.
froze. Damn it.
For those of you who are new to our stream, our wonderful DM lives in a place with shitty internet. We will get back to her in a moment.
So I have to do while she's waiting to unfreeze. I will tell you guys that I'm doing my D&D stuff at work tomorrow. So I made a campaign where they deal with Beelzebub or Beelzebul.
Beelzebub?
Beelzebub.
Yeah, Beelzebul.
Okay.
In the D&D world, he's called Beelzebul. It took me a bit to get that too.
I'm still doing it,
So I just called it him Beelzebub because I know that's a name for a devil. So
Hey, you're
but
back.
I'm back.
yeah, she's back. Hold on.
Anyway.
What the frick?
Mm.
Uh-oh, Facebook appeared on the screen. Damn it. Also, thank you again for another 500 bits.
Bridget was telling us briefly while you were out about a game that she's starting tomorrow.
Ooh, congrats. That sounds fun.
Well, I did the campaign because it's a campaign that I made up with my other groups of friends. And so I'm actually starting it at my job tomorrow. For anybody who doesn't know, I teach teach kids how to play D&D at my job.
That's
Oh,
cool.
yes.
And that's a good job.
So I'm starting. We started it last time, but I just figured out something. So I don't do my research when I do D&D stuff, and I really need to. So huh?
So where's the fun in that?
Well, I originally made it so they're dealing with a demon. The original story is this witch who is kind of like a banshee. Well, she has the powers of a banshee. Basically, she wanted more power, so she made a deal with the devil. And so he took
What else do you do?
he took one of her eyes for the ability to have foresight. He took her tongue for the ability to cast magical spells at will, and he took her thumb for the usage of strength. And then he took her soul just for funsies. And
Yes,
so they have to collect all of the items. They have to collect her eye, her tongue, her finger, and her soul and give them to Beelzebub. But they don't know he's Beelzebub, because in this, he's kind of just, you remember when Jafar in Aladdin was in the dungeon? He's that old hermit-looking dude. That's what Beelzebub looks like in my campaign. So he's like this creepy old weird guy, but in reality, like anytime you make a deal with him, and this woman has made 4 with him, calamity happens. That's his thing. So I'm excited.
Hell yeah, that sounds fun.
So yeah, that's all I had.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, so so you guys are all down there. Flortma, I'm guessing you share with them what was going down.
We tapped on all the doors so everyone would know, and then we went downstairs for breakfast, and we're waiting for everybody else to come down.
Gotcha. Flortma, are you going to send from your stone to hers before it resets, I guess?
I think we all need us first.
How much time do we have?
Maybe 10 minutes before actual dawn hits.
So let's talk first.
Cool.
Everyone down for breakfast. What should we tell her now?
Okay, wait. Did someone come and wake me up?
We abandoned all the doors.
We woke everyone up.
Okay.
No, we decided to leave the 15-year-old alone in the dark.
I would recommend it.
The 15-year-old who could easily slaughter us all.
Hey,
We just decided she doesn't need to be a part of this.
I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna kill everybody.
That's exactly what happened. No thanks. I'm tired of this. This is bullshit.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Well, that's just too damn bad. Anyway, discuss what you're gonna send. There we go.
What should we send?
What did she say?
She wanted an update, and I told her that the doppelganger was dead.
You already told her what she needed to know.
But we don't know what her reply from that is. All he did was reply to it.
We should send her a message to get her reply.
But we gotta figure out what kind of message we're gonna send.
You want your pretty rock back.
I like how she thinks.
Certainly concise.
Anyone? Ideas?
The less information we give her, the better. Chaos King, Zinc, thoughts?
So Zink pops up, his face covered in whipped cream,
Oh, baby!
Oh,
holding the bowl that the guy was just whisking for like.
no waffles,
Like-
just whipped cream.
Well, I think everyone knows that. I would just say we should poison her, but perhaps we should maybe try to get some information.
If we get some information and meet her down the road, then we can poison her.
Yes, that.
Just so you'll know in the audience, Kra is a very, very horrible enabler. Don't listen to what she says because she just encourages you to do more.
At this point, Zink is sort of jumping up and down.
Gary's just looking back and forth between the two of you going, that's some very weird kinks.
Well, here's my question. Out of character. Is this stone only linked through the other stone, or does she have a link to Flortma now?
No, it's just through the stone. So whoever's holding the stone will receive the message.
But it's like, even though they receive it in their head, she can't view anything else other than the fact that she's sending a message to somebody.
Right. So
Okay.
at least she can't do so through the stone itself. You're guessing, since she apparently thought that the doppelganger still had the stone, that she doesn't have like any kind of active surveillance going on here. But specifically through the sending stone, you're just able to send and receive a reply from each stone one time per day.
Someone else can have it.
Okay, well, Sutha is just like, well, what if we pretend that we're interested in replacing said doppelganger?
That's an idea.
That's an idea right there.
Things just
The fucking
sipping up
cat
some
in the
cream.
corner.
I've just got this meme image of Zinc with like whipped cream all over his face, and there's just overlying text over the top that says diabetes.
So normally Zink has a green beard because his hair goes in green, or like that, the green teal color. But right now it's just like white beard of whipped cream.
So, do you want to attempt to deceive her in your 25 words, or what you think?
I'm thinking someone with higher deception should take the stone.
That would not be me.
Anyone?
Deception's probably higher, but Darren's not going to touch that stone.
Yeah, Craw does not have a high deception.
I don't care. It looks like it mean business.
Pretty much. That guy looked like he mean business.
Tell me what I should say.
We're trying to convince her that we're willing to replace the doppelganger.
That was an idea floated. You can go with that one. You can try a different one. Totally up to you.
That is a decent idea. But give me 25 words.
The only way that would work is if we then gave the stone to the real mayor so he could utilize the knowledge he has to keep it going.
How rare are these stones?
Not very, but they only send to each other in a pair.
Right, so let's go to the general store.
Y'all
what
got some lard and sending stones, please.
What I'm saying is, like, if you get another set of sending stones, those don't interact with the one that you currently have that she has the other one for.
Right, so if we give one to the mayor and we keep one ourselves, he can let us know if something happens in this town.
So the mayor gets the one with the mistress, and then we give one to the mayor, and we have one to the mayor. Then whenever he reports to us, and let us know if there's any problem.
A feud.
I get the mentality here. I do.
I think it's a good idea, guys.
Okay.
I just happened to look at my camera. I was like, llama hands.
Just real quick. Off the table. Did you already respond, or did you decide to retcon that?
You guys haven't responded.
No, we responded.
You have responded. You have the chance to send from your stone.
We can send her
okay.
a message.
So we replied, but we haven't sent.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Now, you said that the stone would reset in 10 minutes.
Mhm.
Which means that technically, if we wait 15 minutes, she could still come just yell at us.
Yeah.
From her end. And then you could also send once from your end again.
Right. So we can either start a conversation back and forth, or we can just wait and let her stew.
We could. But I do think we are going to need to keep an eye on this town.
Acquiring more of these stones would make sense. I say we wait and let her stew.
And in the meantime, we go to the general store, grab 2 more of these pretty little rocks, and make sure these town people are safe, since we are the one who caused them harm in the first place.
By the way, has the butler made any face about the fact that I'm wearing one of their shirts?
He seems
Have
unfazed.
they noticed that fucking Zinc has eaten all the whipped cream?
Is he just stewing?
That's the true
Just
question.
stewing in the corner as the thing finishes the fucking bowl?
I think,
just hate
honestly, he came in, saw that,
And just
and
walk
decided,
Walked right back out.
and basically got like another bowl and some cream and walked right back out. Like, nope,
Thanks for
nope,
the
not
bowl,
dealing with
cream.
that today.
Sugar.
Thing puts the bowl like delicately back on the counter.
The
Like-
empty bowl.
The empty bowl with like tongue prints in it.
Look how
And
many.
it was like to get like the last of it.
Lorp. Okay.
Is the mayor awake with us?
No, he is seriously asleep. Very, very much so.
He's like heavy.
You know, it's nice when you get to sleep in a real bed without fear hanging over every move that you make.
Especially after how many days being locked in a basement?
It puts the lotion on its skin.
Several weeks, yeah.
All right, so
You have no idea what I could do to you!
Sarah thinks she should go to the general store to go get some rocks.
Okay. They're an which you guys would probably just know this. They're an uncommon magical item, so they're roughly like, they're about 200 per pair.
All right, Sizzle's only got 140. Who else wants to chip in for this?
You could also like wait till he wakes up and see if maybe the mayor can help you with that.
Yeah.
Because
That
he probably has a
makes
little bit. He probably has a little more disposable income.
This is true.
We do have a reward coming.
True.
We have a reward coming. I could chip in now if we wanted to do that. We don't know how long it'll be before he wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
We can give it
But
to
we're
the
going to be giving it to him. So
We can give it to the butler in the meantime.
That's fair.
How long he's going to be awake.
You do have to wait for him to wake up to get your reward, though.
Butler, wake him up.
We have some time to kill, so maybe we could just go check out the general store, see if they have them, and also maybe walk around and see if there's any more of those dark spots.
Yeah, we need to see if any more of those have popped up in the night. Because didn't that doppelganger say that this person he's associated with makes them pop up?
Yeah, who's to say she won't burn the whole city down?
Who's to say after us telling her that the doppelganger's dead, she didn't make like 5 billion just pop up now? And again, we'd probably be hearing the screams of terror outside. Then again, I'm still
do
kind
we
of
hear
waking.
screams of terror outside? By the way,
Do I hear any noises from outside?
The terror.
oh god, my leg! Oh god!
I think there's maybe a couple of roosters crowing, but that's about it.
That's my rooster.
It's a good rooster.
I guess we go outside.
Okay, it's a nice morning.
Well, first, I guess we would just let the butler know that we will be returning shortly, and maybe maybe ask him for directions to the general store.
Oh yeah, he can tell you exactly where it is. It's on. It's nearly on the center of the square, so like the center of the northern part of the square. You can't miss it. It's like most everything else. It has a giant ass thing of rose quartz like sitting on top of it, and it says general store on that rose quartz. In they got it like spelled out in like copper.
Before we leave, is there any fruit available?
Yeah, there's some apples.
Okay, Zinc is going to take some apples and like cut them into little pieces and then feed Gary the gecko.
Aw.
And then maybe take a couple pieces so he is not just surviving on whipped cream.
Yeah. That's Gary the gecko. Okay.
Gecko Mom and me is loving every minute of this.
Anyway, it was a lot easier to do that before I got my tongue ring, but anyway. Also, small aside, it is fucking weird eating ice, like actually having like an ice cream cone now, because I go to lick it and there's like a little divot up the middle. I'm like, what? Oh, right. Yes, the metal in my mouth. Duh. Anyway. So yeah, so you guys head out. There's definitely some people getting up and about to their jobs. The blacksmith sounds like he's, local blacksmiths are already just kind of forging away. You can hear sort of the clang of that coming from that sector. You can see some people going out to either their jobs at like some people look like they're taking some stuff to the mill, or they're getting their market stalls set up. Just now like opening shop, or like they've just entered their shop and they're getting ready to open. And as you can imagine, there are some of those children that wake up way too fucking early for any godly being running around.
There's nothing wrong with being an early riser.
Look, I've always been one of those people that if you let me, I will literally become a vampire in my sleep schedule, even as a child. So I've never understood it myself.
I'm up at 7 a.m. no matter what day of the week it is.
I don't remember the last time I saw 7 a.m.
Blasphemy.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. I work with children. I have to be up in the morning.
Oh yeah.
I have to feed college students, so I have to be up early too.
Yup.
It's that TikTok sound where they use the Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m.
Yeah, it's 7 a.m.
Down.
You're being too loud.
Why are you running? It's 7:30 in the morning.
I've had parents come at me in attack mode at 7:02 in the morning. I'm like,
somebody needs to switch to decaf.
why? I just woke up.
I just woke up.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry, Booker. I'm very sorry. I had to make this. Sorry, I got some small fancy bits. Anyway, so yeah, so you guys head out to the general store. It's already open, as you can imagine, because turns out general store usually will have things that people might need for daily life stuff, so they open pretty early.
We passed by that dark spot at the playground on our way there.
Yes, because that was nearish the town square. It's still there. It looks like it's gone pretty much fully inert. Like it's not spreading. It's not actively like bubbling or looking weird. It's just like now it's just dead.
Can I just throw another flower in it and see what happens?
Yeah, sure. You do that, and it just kind of sits on it. But it doesn't start like decaying or necrotizing on its own. So it looks like it's finished. Whatever.
Like lava that's cooled.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we tested that, like it was midday the day before, that it was still.
Yeah, that it was still trying to like pull
Corrosive.
life out of stuff.
But it was slowing down.
Yeah, and so now roughly 18 hours later, it's fully done. So it may have been earlier than that, but that's roughly how long it's been since you last attempted the thing. So might be a smaller window, but you can see that at most 18 hours. Yeah. And as you can imagine, no one is going within like 30 feet of that circle. They are keeping all of their distance.
Are they still guarding it?
It looks like they've mostly stopped. You can actually see a couple of other like small flowers or like leaf, like freshly torn off like twig branches from a tree, like also kind of in there. So it looks like they were testing it to kind of see like when it also stopped.
I started something.
Yeah, they're like, hey, that's a fucking good idea. Let's do that.
Oops.
So it looks like you have no idea how long these things have been there, because it turns out you can't pinpoint that shit down to the hour, because we don't have that technology. But there's, a few things here and there. You didn't see any guards like just leaving their posts, so it may have like finished being whatever, like being active afterward, like a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's no one here. No one's going near it because they're just not trusting of that shit at all. But yeah, there's also no guards like specifically standing around it either.
I want to poke it. I don't know why I want to poke it, but I want to poke it.
3 out of 10 would not recommend.
Do you poke it?
Poke it. Poke it.
I don't really. Yeah, okay, poke it.
Okay. It feels gross. I'm not gonna lie, it feels gross. It's like there's this just like, I think it's like the worst kind of I got grease on my hand and I can't get it off feeling. Like even when you scrub with like Dawn and shit to try and get it off, and it still just kind of sticks to your skin.
Ooh.
It feels like that. It doesn't do anything. It just feels really gross. There's no like discoloration. There's no actual like film of grease on there. It just kind of feels wrong.
So it's not like the
nasty.
black nonsense comes off. It's not like a sludge.
Right. It looks like the stuff that's still in there is black, but it's just blackened because like that's just an effect of the level of necrotic magic that happened here. It's black because it's decayed and dead.
Ew.
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 Oh.
The same tone as in Judas. Ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yes. Now
Anyway.
I'm trying to sing that shoes song from forever ago.
Oh god.
These shoes suck. These shoes roll.
These roll. Anyway. Do you guys then go to the general store, or do you want to do anything else beforehand?
Yeah,
Cool.
general
We
store.
go to the store.
Cool. So you come
Already
in,
in the store.
Huh?
Zink's pretty much already in the store.
Zink just kept walking.
Yeah, but he's a gnome, so you can catch up easily.
I mean, yeah. 25-foot walking speed. Just gotta walk a little longer.
I don't miss that.
Cool. So yeah, so you guys head into the store. It's nice and kind of cozy in its own little way. Lots of very nice, neatly organized shelves with all the stuff, all the prices and things displayed pretty easily. Tons. There's like a whole wall of just like various rose quartz things, because of course there are. But these are more like geared toward plates, bowls, and other stuff that you might use if you're being fancy, as opposed to like touristy hunks of it and like jewelry and other stuff like that. So it's a little more functional because it is, you know, a general store kind of thing. So yeah, there's an elf, actually, sorry, a half elf, behind the counter, and he glances up. He's got like a little blonde goatee, and he's got kind of like reddish blonde hair. So he kind of looks up, and he looks a little tired, but he smiles quite brightly and says, "Hi, well, welcome to the Rose Quartz General Store. What can I do you for? Tourists, travelers, just passing through? Need some supplies?"
A little bit of all of the above, actually.
All right, well, I can definitely help you out with whatever you need here. We've got a whole bunch of travel supplies and rations on that wall. Some rope on that one. And if you need, we have a small selection of some magical bits, some scrolls and things. And that's all well behind the counter. Gotta keep an eye on that stuff.
We were actually hoping to acquire some sending stones.
We need your talking rocks.
All right. Well, I mean, he kind of like reaches under and pulls out like a really nice, like, you know, like oak box with some rose quartz in it. And pulls it up and goes, the rocks themselves don't talk. Just want to make that clear. But these ones are fairly nice, and as you can tell, they are branded, if you will. These sanding stones are made of rose quartz. A very pretty shade.
Pretty.
Yeah. Gosh, I can't remember if rose quartz is a chevroning thing, but these have like a slight gradation to them, where one of them is like a darker pink at the top to pale pink at the bottom, and the other one's the opposite of pale at the top and dark at the bottom. And you can tell which way they're supposed to face because they actually have like little, you know, faces on them. So yeah, so he's got a couple. He, you know, shows them to you guys, puts them back down, and kind of taps the box. So yeah, that'll be about 200 GP.
200? Are you mad?
Nope, just giving you the market price.
Zenko would like to pitch in at this point. Oh, it's okay. We're staying with the mayor. Is it okay if the mayor's what are they called again? Assistant? Friend? Butt? Head?
Oh, the butler.
What's the word?
Butler?
Yes. The butler. Is it okay if he comes to collect stuff that we'd like to get later?
He means, can we have you hold it for a bit?
Yes, that one.
Okay. Yeah, generally I can hold items until the end of the business day. You guys are here right at the beginning, so I can do that.
Generally, we're in the general store.
Aaron's wondering how his life got to this point.
We all are. So yeah, I can hold it till the end of the day. If Alfor is going to be coming to pick it up. Well, honestly, the mayor just kind of pays for things wholesale. We don't really have like a hard and fast account set up here.
When was the mayor's last purchase?
I mean, there's a weekly grocery delivery, and other stuff like that. I think the last time he actually bought something just for himself by coming in here. Gosh, it's been at least a couple of weeks. He's I don't know. He was keeping to himself a little bit lately. I think, experimenting on some fireworks or something. Who knows? He'll do that from time to time.
Not anything wholesale that was unusual lately.
No, not that I recall.
Nothing in the last couple weeks.
No, just groceries that went over there. Some extra.
What was that?
Sorry, motorcycle.
Oh,
No, that was just a fucking tabaxi Newman outside.
So yeah,
Bottle, it's in heat.
just the groceries. There was a little bit of extra in there for those guys he'd hired, and some clothes for them, like some shirts and things. But other than that, nothing too unusual.
right.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Zinc accent just going back. Zinc at this point is going to start walking around the store grabbing more things that he wants to set aside. Just like small little little files, like empty files for like potions and stuff. And just like, general adventuring stuff like rations.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for a jeweler's kit.
Alrighty.
Zinc is proficient with that, just so you know.
I might utilize that because I'm not.
Well, yeah, I think you can get the jeweler's kit. I know, like, there is a set price. It's like 20 or 30 gold or some shit.
$40, something like that.
Give me equipment. Okay. That's other stuff. Tools. Farmer's kit. I got you.
25 gold piece.
Thank you. So yeah, 45 gold.
45 others. Oh, it's not
25.
25.
Oh, 25. Sorry,
25.
25 gold. There we go.
Scared the crap out of me.
For only 250 gold, your jewelry kit can be delivered today.
Craw just kind of like looks at her coin pouch because she only has like 15 gold pieces. And then like she flings her quiver off and like inspects the gems. Like, how much are any of these worth? Because
Are you asking the guy?
she holds out her quiver. Do you know how much any of these might be worth?
What do you have on there? Honestly, sorry.
I'd say she'd probably have like some topazes and amethysts, like generic like semi-precious stones, and then like one or two like more rare stones, like a ruby, an emerald, or a diamond.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, he takes a kind of a look at it, pulls out one of those little like round jeweler's glasses kinds of things, and looks him over and goes, yeah, this topaz is a really good clarity, so I can definitely give you a little bit for that one. And let's see. Honestly, that amethysts are always in high demand here, the pink and purple thing, but we don't get nearly enough of them from from the amethyst halls. So I could probably give you probably 80 for both.
And she takes out one of her daggers and starts to carve him out.
Darren kind of taps her shoulder. We're about to be paid, love. We can come back.
But don't we need these sending stones kind of soon, though?
I can help cover it for now.
I can cover it for now.
Zinc, in the middle of this conversation, Zinc just pushes like a whole handful of sundries and bottles and like items. Can you please add this to the pile? Thank you.
Oh, baby.
And then he puts like 10 gold pieces down for the dude. Just for his trouble.
He looks very bewildered, but like pulls out a small like crate box like that you would put stuff in, and just kind of puts it in there for now, and like puts Mayor's friends on like a piece of paper that he'll tuck in with that.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna grab a jeweler's kit.
Okay.
Or jeweler's tools, I guess it is. And where is it? Disguise kit, which is another 25 gold. So I'm gonna put down 50 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So are we? Maybe I should actually mark down that I paid that money. So are we going to? Are we going to take these stones now, or are we going to wait until we get paid?
I can cover it now.
As can I, if we need it.
Well, he already said he would hold on to it, and I gave him a tip. It should be fine. And he frolics to the door and exit.
I hand over my 50 gold, scoop up my stuff, and say, "We're following the gnome."
I just fling my quiver back over my shoulder and I follow along.
He kind of like he's a very, very bewildered, but just kind of waves and said, have a nice day.
I stop and drop the 200 gold on the table and take the damn stones.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay, cool.
Did Zink didn't grab any of the other shit. Zink just put down 10 gold and left, right?
Yes.
Right, the other stuff's
Do you even
on
know how
hold.
much that other shit would be worth?
Zink probably wouldn't grab anything more than like 20 gold worth of stuff. So yeah, it's just sitting there waiting to be picked up.
In a little box with Mayor's friends written on it.
Yeah. but dude. Butler.
Just okay, cool.
You know what? With an exasperated sigh, I drop the rest of the money and pick up the box too.
Florma's stats is amazing.
Clara just kind of follows along.
Florma's just generally hates the world.
He's judging all of you.
As you do. All right, cool. So you get those up, head back over to the mayor's place. When you walk in, all right, cool. When you walk in, the mayor is actually awake. You can hear him talking and sounding pretty relaxed, not surprisingly, from the dining room area where you're assuming he's having breakfast.
It's a kitty.
It sounds like he's talking probably to Alfor because you know, the voices that you should hear. But he's just they're kind of they're like reminiscing about like the good old days, you know, before all this bullshit started going down. You know, talking about something nice before they have to worry about everything else. So yeah, do you guys head on in there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We break up their tender moment.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
So, specifically when you come in, Zink, Alfor picks up the thing of whipped cream and just kind of takes a hold of it.
Like,
and you can see that the waffle that the mayor's halfway through is just there's a whole lot of whipped cream and syrup on that dish.
so Zink looks up at Althor and says, "Oh, no, thank you. I'm full."
He doesn't trust that.
I find that hard to believe.
He doesn't trust like that.
He completely misses the social cue.
But yeah, So the mayor looks up and he looks a little bit better, now that he's had a full night of sleep. It's gonna take, a little bit longer for him to get back to totally normal, but looks better. He says, "Oh, well, nice to see you all up and about so early. Is everything okay in town?"
Seems it.
Good.
Would it
Yeah.
be
The general store has some stuff for you to pick up later, if that's okay.
I bought all that stuff. And I dropped the box in front of him.
What? Why? We already made arrangements. I tipped the guy.
Oh,
Okay,
Because
well,
I wanted to. And I
Okay.
didn't want to waste any more time.
okay, well, thank you. He hugs your leg.
no, ow!
Do I need to roll for that?
No.
Roll to hug.
Grapple.
The charisma check.
Florma kicks you off,
No,
No, no.
My leg.
You're basically just standing there like,
she is not aware of social cues and just hugs him as well.
Huh?
The orc goes over and hugs him because she's unaware of social cues yet.
And
She's so
Florma
precious.
just kind of stands
And
there.
if you had a back issue, it is now fixed.
hold on. Do you pick him up?
If you did not have a back issue, you have one now.
If you pick him up, I hold on enough that I also get picked up. I just want to put that visual out there.
Oh my god, these dinguses.
I really need us to get like enough people who watch this and who are fans who can like draw this shit out.
Please. I can't draw for shit.
Yeah, fan art. I love it. Okay, so Zinc is gonna give Florma the 20 gold then for the stuff.
And I'll give you 100 for half of the gem.
Cool.
Thank you.
Did you hear what I had said as well?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Just want to make sure that you got all your gold.
Cool. So the mayor kind of just watches all of that.
It's a lot to take in.
All of that. And he kind of leans back a little and says, "Well, I went ahead and took the liberty of sending for your reward. It turns out the coffers are about the same as when I left them, so thankfully nothing too crazy happened there. I'm assuming he was attempting to maintain some sense of normalcy while he was here. Either way. So I'll go ahead and give you all your reward. So each get 500 GP.
Oh,
Jot that down.
That's amazing.
Because he kind of literally owes you his life, so you can pay a bit. So yeah. So he hands you guys all of that, and goes on to say, so you do have sorry. You do have the coin that I gave you. It should be, once you arrive at the gates of Amethyst Falls, present it to the captain of the guard, and they'll be able to take you in directly to the Queen's audience chambers. And from there, it's just a matter of waiting until she comes out to there. She usually doesn't keep anyone too long once they've made it to the audience chambers. The hard part is always getting there. But yes, so if you guys are prepared enough, you're more than welcome to head out after we have breakfast today. Whatever is most accommodating for you. I will be leaving to go about town and check on several other things once I finish my own breakfast. I'm going to conquer this mountain of waffle.
you should tell him that the black goo is neutralized.
So would it be like ridiculous of us? Like, I know he gave us the coin and everything, and that says like we're there like because he's like vouching for us. But could we like possibly get like a letter stating he was kidnapped and like this whole thing happened, and we're not just making up a story?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
Give us some insurance, please.
Yeah. So he asked Alfor for some writing stuff and sealing wax. He'll go ahead and just write out like a basically like a brief but comprehensive summary of like, here's what went the fuck down, and he'll tie it up and he'll seal it with his signet ring, because as y'all know, all the prospectors have some kind of ring that goes with their position. So he seals it with his. So that's his. Can't fake that shit. Because it's got like a little tiny like spell that goes into it as well. But so he basically says, this can only be unsealed by the queen. It can only be sealed by me. There is your insurance beyond the coin. Excuse me.
Who takes that, by the way?
Lorna.
I will take that. This one I'll take.
You know what? I feel like we all need to chip in and just buy Flortma a bag of holding.
Flortma has a bag of holding.
Yes! It's amazing.
Too bad we
Here
can't buy a bag of holding for that bag of holding. You know, plain risk.
We probably should tell the mayor also about our plan.
Nah, we'll just give him the sending stones and let him figure it out.
No, we should probably tell him.
Y'all still have to succeed in what you're attempting to do.
That's true.
But we still should. Okay. Yeah. So, before we disappear anywhere, we might need your assistance a little further when it comes to your lovely situation these past couple weeks.
All right. I'll help if I'm able to. I can't travel with you. You understand, but
No,
I
no,
can.
nothing like that. We found a sending stone on the doppelganger's person. It seems that he was in contact with somebody who's been behind all of this.
Oh.
Now, this person did reach out on the stone this morning for a check-in of sorts. She was informed that her doppelganger was no longer around.
Oh. All right then. How did she respond?
She hasn't yet.
We're waiting.
Right. Yes. Sending stone. I apologize. Oh, right. Where do I come in on this?
We have options. One of them that we had considered is convincing her that we could replace her doppelganger with an agent of our own and give you the stone. Should we do this, we would give you a separate stone. So if anything were to come around, you could reach out to us.
I see. I do understand the value of this, but I will say one of the reasons that I am the mayoral prospector and didn't aspire to any other positions is that honestly, I'm quite bad at politics and subterfuge.
You found the one politician in this world who can't lie.
Unfortunately.
This is why he can't go into American politics.
What's America?
Faraway lands.
I heard it's
Led
like on
by
a
a
different
dead
continent. It's run by a Cheeto.
Led by a trash Cheeto.
Ew. What's a Cheeto?
Disgusting orange thing that shouldn't exist.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but if the mayor is the person we're giving the sending stone to, wouldn't the lady know that it's the real mayor?
We're not giving him that sending stone.
We're giving
Are
him
we?
one of ours, aren't we?
Oh. So he can contact us if shit goes south.
That's
Yes.
what I thought, right?
Oh.
We can still pretend to put a agent in his midst if he can't lie.
He's a politician, of course they can.
So wouldn't that just be one of us then?
Or the butler?
That's what I was thinking. We don't know what's happening in this town to fake report on. Someone in this town will.
That's why we're giving them the rock, so they could tell us, and then we can make some shit up.
I think Zink's intelligence might be higher than mine right now. Following this.
When your character is smarter than you are.
Yeah.
That's a meme somewhere.
That's a mood, if it's anything. So someone in the town who's different than the person who responded via the sending stone is going to be the agent that we have in place.
See, that's what I thought was happening, is that we were giving the stone to somebody to be an agent and then report to us how that conversation took place. Or if they needed any sort of
Help.
reinforcement.
I just thought we were gonna lie to the bitch and just tell her like we're there, but like if anything like were to go south in the city, we gave the stone to somebody who was there.
That is what I was under the impression, because we would need to carry the stone with us. So she's communicating with us, but we're communicating with the town just to like verify information and like be like, hey, are you guys all right?
That works too.
Is the town on
That was
fire?
what-
Well, because that way, like they won't give anything away.
Yeah, and I just this is I'm only doing this out of voice because I was confused as the character. So
Fine.
all right. Okay.
Oh goodness. Okay. So you guys are going to, just to make sure that I understand, you guys are going to keep the sending stone from the mistress, and you're also going to have a separate sending stone where you leave one of them with the mayor so that if anything happens in town, he can let you know.
Yes.
Cool.
Now that it's clear with all of us, because I think we all had different impressions of what was happening. Or just me.
Fair. All right, cool. Neato. All right, well, cool. Yeah, you guys can definitely do that. He's much more on board with this plan. Much more. So yeah, so he's definitely down for that plan. But yeah, sorry. Anyway, so he'll go ahead and put he'll just put the stone like in his belt pouch, so it's pretty much like always on him. So that way, if you guys need him, it'll like automatically ping visits with him.
And who? Flortma, you're the one who bought them, right?
Yes.
So you have both stones.
I have all 3 stones. Well, I gave one to them already, so I have both. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Zink is gonna give each of you 20 gold since you split the cost of it. So Darren and Flortma.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now that we have the bounty of
The bounty.
I'm the guy at dinner who likes to like organize the check.
Very nice.
Little did any of you know, I just stole a whole bunch of money off of the other people.
What's that?
As the people that we just fucking killed, like raided their pockets, so I actually had a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah, but you keep it in your pouch labeled feminine products, so no one like goes in there. Oh wait, damn it, you're a dude.
No, I don't use those.
Damn it. It's an order the sick trope. So
Condoms.
yes, that's right. So Zink is gonna just really quickly mention to the mayor. I'll do this in character. Mayor, if you talk to us, just make sure you use the code word chartreuse so we know it's you.
Okay.
And let us know if there's any more of those black circle attacks. Now that this lady knows her doppelganger's out of play, it might be more dangerous for you guys.
By the way, has she responded yet or no?
And what is our plan to tell her when she does?
We didn't think that far ahead yet.
We still have to tell her that we're interested in replacing the doppelganger, right?
Basically.
Yeah.
I thought we were waiting on her reply.
Hope that plan works. So, Maya, this all depends on whether or not she actually believes us in our deception. You should be prepared in case she doesn't.
You should have daily watches made on your town.
Exactly.
Yes, that's part of what my rounds today will be about, is assessing and improving our current security situation, as well as putting some, as much as I can, either some repellents or other charms around town to lessen or hopefully negate any more of these things. I don't know what will work on them, so it might be best to just sort of shotgun blanket approach it. But plans are going to be in motion. But yeah.
Woo! Let's go.
Cool. So yeah, so if you guys want, you can finish up breakfast and then head on out. It's still fairly early in the day. So you guys can either talk to her like once you actually leave the town, or you can do it like right before you leave.
What city does
We were waiting for her to respond to us, so I guess whenever.
I mean, regardless of her response, we still need to go to the Queen. And do any of us know where that town is?
Once you get to like a main road travel route, you'll know. It's the capital city, so all routes eventually lead back to it.
Right. Are there any apples on the table left over or no?
Are there what?
Any apples or like fruits or anything?
Oh yeah.
All right, Sutha just like takes the bowl of apples and just like.
David
She
watches
found out she
this,
liked it.
grabs a piece of bacon, and just stares confused.
Well, Sutha found out she liked apples.
Craw just kind of blinks. Okay.
All right. Cool.
Alright, we're an hour and a half in on the stream, you guys.
Okay, how are y'all feeling?
Gary's crawling around in my hands.
Wait, you talking about for how much long we want to stream?
Yeah, like how are, I guess, y'all the actual players feeling? Like, do we want to go for a little longer?
I was gonna say, Paige, how you doing?
I'm hella dissociating right now. I think if you guys saw my message that I sent to y'all, I just had a lot of shit go down. So, I'm good for at least another half hour to an hour if you guys want to play. It's just I need to call a friend immediately after this.
Okay.
Cool. Do you guys want to take 5?
Yeah, why don't we take a little break for you?
Alright, I'm gonna...
Advertisement!
Let's see how long of an ad I can do.
Yeah, and also people like go get
No,
water.
I'm gonna have to talk to him for a while. So
Okay, did you just want to let them know, like, hey, we're only playing for a little bit longer. We will talk to you, like, after.
how much longer are we gonna play? So I can let you know.
I would say, like, 20 minutes to a half hour.
20 minutes to a half
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah, I'd say no more than an hour tops. No more than 5 hours tops. It's fine.
It just keeps getting longer each time we say it.
Thursday, it's fine.
You didn't have to do anything tomorrow, right? No?
No.
Nothing? Oh, wait, I'm supposed to be in Delaware tomorrow.
Supposed to be in what, Delaware?
Yes.
Oh, what? Do you not like that I took your spot?
No.
All right, we can keep playing, you guys. We don't have to do an advertisement break right now, unless anybody needs to go do a bathroom break.
Sorry, I'm gonna urinate.
All right, I'm gonna do a 2-minute break then. If you are a subscriber, you're just gonna watch us be shits.
Very good at being shits.
Very. It's true.
Yeah. Oh my god, you guys. I will text you all in the group later a little bit about what's happening. It's just, I had a blow up happen in a server. So.
Are you okay?
I am okay. I'm processing a lot of information right now. That's why I'm going to be calling my friend afterwards, because he's going to talk me through it and everything. Because I was just kind of blindsided with a whole bunch of information.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry that I've been dissociating during the game. It's just I have a whole lot going on now.
Well, if you need anything, you know where to find us.
I know. That's why I've had Kra just kind of like be a background character for right now. Like she just spaces off and then just snaps back into the moment.
It works for her though.
Yeah.
But she does.
She's such an ADHD kid, so.
Really?
They're talking about like paying for the sending stones, and she's about ready to just give up her 2 favorite gemstones to help pay for it. Darren's like, no.
Well, Darren knows how much she loves her gems.
Yeah. But she's ready to help the party.
I think we all realized that pretty quick.
So proud. Oh man. But yeah, I should be able to at least get you guys at 2 amethyst halls, even if we don't get to meet the queen tonight. So, but we should be able to at least get there.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of level 4s just fucking walking on in. Hey, we got a thing.
I
We're told to talk to the queen of like the whole kingdom.
All right.
I've been debating this since you brought it up last time as to how Darren would actually respond to being that public. He wouldn't respond well to being that public.
Just hiding under cloak after cloak after cloak, mask on.
I'm the trash man.
It's my character.
It's my character. I throw trash all over the ring. Then I start eating garbage.
Me and fandom. I know what I'm about. Oh my god. I think
Brian, hurry up with peeing, goddammit.
Hold.
My Facebook has decided to like, I don't know why. I watched one, and now my entire Facebook is full of like dog rescuing videos and like cat rescuing videos.
Right.
I just can't.
The dodo is like a pit that keeps sucking me in.
But I decided when I get my own house, I am immediately getting a rescue animal. Don't care if it has 3 legs, 7 legs, has a nose issue, is missing an eye. I'm getting one.
All at the same time.
Well, because like what I originally wanted to do, because I'm a child at heart, and I've always wanted to like own my own like animal rescue service. So because like the city that I live in, they don't have animal services. So it's frustrating. And there was it was about $7 million But I mean, if I could quartersies with people, I could afford it. But there was a horse farm out in a city that's close to me that was $7 million, and it had like a giant indoor ring. It had like a shit ton of land. It had like places where you're able to keep horses, but mine would not be horses because I am terrified of horses. And it would have been so
Horses
cool.
would be so sweet, and they are so smart.
They're smart, but when they're literally following you around and jump over the gate to get to the food that they only got fed 2 hours before that and shouldn't be that hungry, and they chase you and you're 8 and they're big, is scary.
That's very fair.
That would be scary.
That, and when I went to horse camp, they like stuck me with this one horse who was the leader horse named Nestle. And then during the actual ride where we actually like got to go out on a trail for the first time, they were like, yeah, that horse you've been working with for the past 3 weeks, yeah, you don't get him. You're gonna get this mare that's in heat.
Oh. Yeah, that's rough.
I got bucked off a horse.
Yeah.
I don't like horses.
I have not been
close
bucked
to a
up.
horse.
My sister's been bucked a couple times. My sister rode competitively in college and in high school. And I just did like camps and shit. I haven't been bucked off. I've been kicked. And I've been stepped on. And when I got stepped on, I broke a toe. But when I got kicked, I just got knocked to the ground.
All right.
That's
a way to come back to the game. Sarah just unlocked part of her tragic backstory.
Yeah.
Now we know why one of her flaws is scared of horses.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really like them either. I mean, they're pretty from afar, but
Yeah, I've only seen them like in fields.
All right, so what were we planning to do?
So you guys were waiting for. Thank you, Booker, for getting all up in my camera. You guys were planning on waiting for the for Missy to respond, and see what.
Sorry.
That's right. He was literally he was just pacing, trying to find out how best to lay down in front of me, half on my computer. So, now he's laying down. So you guys were waiting for her to respond. In the meantime, you've got your reward. The mayor has made sure that you have like plenty of supplies. He's got the stone. You guys gave him a code word to go with the stone. So it's like it's him. And
chartreuse.
Exactly.
Chartreuse.
So you guys are pretty well equipped to head on out. He can probably also like loan you guys some horses that you can then like bring. He can probably like loan you guys some horses that either like you'd bring back or that would be like left with the royal stable and then would go from there.
Wait, this is the mayoral prospector of Rose Quartz.
Yeah.
I must ask, are any of the horses, are their manes dyed pink?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay. My Little Pony.
Some of the in-town horses that like belong to people definitely have that. Stuff. But since these are like
working horses for like
these are like
officials.
These are renters' horses, so they have to be more professional.
But if they're like privately owned horses, they'd have like a assemblage of like being from Rose Quartz almost.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
They since they are like they are specifically from like the Rose Quartz part of the loaning horse program. They've got like a specific brand.
Oh, okay.
On their rump. But that's
so I can't have one of these.
That's pretty.
It's the most beautiful horse in the world.
Let Flortma have the most beautiful horse. That's our end goal. Not to face the necrotic bitch. To get Flortma his dream horse.
Well, to take her out and then get the dream horse. Yeah.
Yes.
Get him a nightmare. It'll be fine.
I mean, if we get him a black obsidian steed wondrous stone, he'll be able to summon a nightmare.
Hell yeah!
We just need to find one of
those. These are just like
to me. I have no idea what you're talking
These
about.
are just pretty much like just your basic thoroughbreds, already work easily, great endurance, that whole thing. Booker, please just lay down and stop.
No.
Mom. Anyway.
Your Booker boy.
Okay,
That's
Booker.
literally like what yeah.
No, like the voices for my cat, like Jinx is like a Southern Italian gangster, and like, Leo is just like he's he is the Southern Belle, but a boy.
Ah, yep.
So he's like a male Scarlett O'Hara.
Yes,
Oh, cute.
but feminine.
So y'all head on out of the city on the horses. Like I said, it's about since you have horses, it'll be like pretty much exactly a day as opposed to like a day and a half.
Is she able to ride horses?
Yeah.
I gotta give her
You had to get a bigger size
Quarter
one.
horse.
Yeah. A quarter horse or even like a Clydesdale if they've got it.
I was gonna say she gets Clydesdale.
You got the Budweiser horse.
What is
Yeah.
zinc riding?
Huh?
What is zinc riding?
They might have a
Shetland
pony.
pony.
Horse.
Shetland pony.
Uh,
I mean, there are
Is it-
halflings here, so yeah, you've got a pony because they have enough. The kingdom has enough subjects that are, small sized that they're prepared. So yeah, you got a pony.
Okay.
Great.
Zinc is gonna feed the pony some apple slices and then give it a hug and then like hop on.
Oh yeah, loves you.
Sutha
Good shit.
sees this interaction and is just like, and she just like nudges Krara and she's like, "Are we supposed to do that to everything?"
The hugging.
Not exactly everything. I mean, you don't want to do that to a goblin.
What's a goblin?
Oh, this is going to be a very interesting trip. Imagine.
Do we
Imagine-
know how old you are at this point? Like, I know we know out of character, but I don't think any of us have figured out how old you are.
I don't think
Oh,
we.
yeah.
The problem. It's the fact that I'm like, I
She's
don't know.
sheltered. She's very sheltered.
Sheltered, right.
And I,
But right now, Darren's been treating her like an adult because she looks like an adult.
yeah, so has Craw.
In
Yeah.
that world I
So
am.
I'm thinking at that point, Darren's probably gonna be like, "How old are you exactly?"
Just as I'm about to explain, like, basically goblins look like zinc, but with green skin and pointy teeth, and she turns to Data and like, yeah, how old are you?
How old are you?
I'm, she starts counting on her fingers because I have to look up her age again real quick. I'm 24 years old.
120.
125.
When hearing the words, you're old, just an arrow to the heart.
Orcs don't live very long. They die because they fight things.
How old are you then? If I'm considered old to you.
Our tribe leader doesn't even live till 27.
But how old are you?
15.
Oh dear, suddenly she is a child. We have a child with us.
As you say that, Zig canters past on the pony.
Oh, good.
I'm just like, oh shit, and there's a dee 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 dee.
Darren just looks back and goes, "I think
We're
we've
done today."
New trick, Dr. McCoy voice. Oh, good. She's 15.
Is my age a problem?
It's not a problem to me. I'm just a little shocked. You look so much older.
I don't know if that's a compliment.
Take it for what it is."
And
And I
Kral
ride
just
away.
nods. Yeah, Kral gets onto her horse and just is just like, well, we best get going then. And she just kind of, and then follows after.
So, what are these things?
They're called
And I turn the horse around. This is a horse. They make it horse.
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 Horse?
Close
Can't
enough.
check out.
Florida is just
imagine
in the
like-
background watching this as he's just braiding his
Getting that-
mare's hair.
And Darren kind of teaches Sutha to kind of like get comfortable with a horse and get on and figure that out.
Thankfully, the Clydesdale is extremely gently. It's got a very gentle temperament and is extremely patient. So
And maybe like reaches into Sutha's bag to pull out one of the apples that she pocketed.
And then she sees that you saw that she took those and she's like, I meant to give them back. I'm really, really sorry. I won't do it again. I'm sorry.
They offered us breakfast. I'm sure they don't mind. That one licked up an entire bowl of whipped cream. Apples don't deserve.
Says the man who helped the gem hunter rob the place.
She doesn't know that. She doesn't know that.
She doesn't need to know that.
Just give this to the horse. Open hand like this. Open, open, open. There you go.
You get like
consumes
a
the
little bit, the lips like kind of like tickle against your hand, like.
Does it like me a little bit?
it does.
Yes.
It does indeed.
It's like horse bonding from Red Dead Redemption 2. You gain 1 horse bond point.
And so it like, this is fun. I'm excited.
No, it's fine. Or in Breath of the Wild, if you feed them carrots, they like you better.
Yeah.
And if you feed them swift carrots, they'll go a little faster for a brief time.
And if you stare at a dog, it'll eventually start following you everywhere.
Yes.
Not
And if
not
you-
do anything to the dog, just stare at it.
If you look at the dog for a bit and then turn around, sometimes you can get them to also turn around.
Yep.
Anyway, yes, the horse likes you. It has no issues with you like getting up, and again, because it's like a big ass fucking Clydesdale, no problem actually like carrying your your weight and everything either.
Okay.
They some big motherfuckers, so.
Can Zig roll perception?
I just realized that's the first die roll of the night, and we're almost done with tonight's game, and that's the first dice roll of the night.
I was on the same page with you, Paige, and I was like, somebody should roll for something.
We need to get 1 roll in before we close out in like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
16.
Ooh, pretty
Okay.
good.
What were you perceiving for?
Well, as a rock gnome, most of Zink's life has been spent like underground or in the forest, and like we're on the road. Like I'm sure there's trees around, but like this is all still probably new to him.
Mhm.
So he's taking it in, but also looking for signs of trouble,
Ooh,
like
blights
the
and
black
stuff.
spots, the anyone wearing lipstick.
There's a girl on a horse right next to you who's wearing bright ass pink lipstick.
Sorry, black
Wagon
lipstick.
drives by and he just takes his pony up and like glares at the rider to see their lipstick color
Yeah.
and rides away.
And just keep in mind, he's on a tiny ass pony.
Yep.
That makes it so much
Yeah.
better.
Kraw's just
terrain.
Kraw's kind of behind him to keep like secondary point and just making sure he doesn't get too close to the carts.
Good sheet. There's
They're
not
just
anything that
still
really
helping
pops
Sutha figure
out.
it out.
Gotcha. There's nothing that really like pops out as you're going past. You do still see like some of those patches here and there. they do seem to be getting smaller as you're getting closer toward Amethyst Halls, which like you can see because the caldera is like the city is built like in the caldera of a dormant volcano. So you guys can see that rise of, that kind of like tabling looking almost mesa of the caldera, as like just in the distance, it's just fucking there. So you have a very clear marker of where to go. So you guys can see that in the distance, and you can see that as you're getting closer to the actual city, that those spots are getting smaller and smaller until you're roughly at the halfway point, probably a little bit before you like rest for the night. You don't see any more at all. So yeah. And they still have that same consistency where they seem to be like centered on some kind of living something that was no longer living. But they do peter down until they're only like a couple of inches in diameter, until eventually they're just gone, probably a little bit before you break for the evening.
I'm gonna keep experimenting on a couple to see like if they're more recent, the smaller ones, or see if any of them are relatively recent.
Gotcha. None of them seem to have that spreading, like necrotizing aura, for lack of a better word. So it looks like these ones may have been here for at least a day, maybe less. It's hard to tell for sure, but they aren't themselves like spreading any further.
I have a weird idea. Zinc, you bought some vials. Yeah?
Yeah?
Can I snag one?
Sure.
And I'm gonna kind of like scoop up some of the dead, decayed juju and like put it in the jar and then kind of pocket it.
Okay. Cool. It's definitely really crumbly and like, but like not like the way that ash is necessarily crumbly. It's just like it's just like it can't really keep its shape well anymore. But you definitely get some of that in there. Both like probably little bits of like dirt and stuff, and actual like what was once like living plant matter or other stuff. But yeah. Sorry, making brief note. I can spell, I promise. Okay,
and we
cool.
still haven't heard back from Crazy Bitch.
Hey, you're crazy bitch.
Wait, so did we actually send that we were willing to? Did that actually happen?
We never sent because we were expecting her to send back some sort of reply, but if she hasn't done that yet.
Okay, do we have to wait until tomorrow to send anything?
No, it already is tomorrow.
It now is tomorrow, so you guys have one.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you guys have one send, and she has one send, which includes the reply.
Because she called us before dawn.
Right.
Okay. I'm just curious. You can keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys haven't reached out to her by the time you set up camp for the night, or would you have tried to reach out to her before that?
Probably at camp.
Yeah, probably at camp.
When we're all together and like actually able to talk instead of sitting on horses.
Cool. Okay. What do you say?
What exactly do we want to tell her?
That we're available to replace the doppelganger, to help her with her evil scheme.
We are available to help replace your doppelganger. You stank ass bitch. Okay, probably cut out the last 4 words, but it just seemed kind of tense at the moment, We've been writing all day.
What are you doing, Kat?
That angle is wrong!
Yeah, he's of course licking like right below his chin and his collar.
Yeah, he
And
was just
his placement.
Yeah. Son.
Alright, we've got like a couple minutes left, guys.
Yeah. So, what do you guys say? How about you, Steve?
We shall help you replace your doppelganger. I feel like we need to add something more on, though. Anybody else got any bright ideas what to say? Because everything I say is shite.
Give me a moment.
Alright, take your time. And she kind of just shrinks back a little.
Zank's trying not to get involved because it's just gonna go poorly.
Smart.
And we won't poison you, wink wink.
Wink wink is 2 words.
Yeah.
2x wink. We'll just start using text speak. Will be doppelganger replacement, lol.
I wonder if I could get like one of those robotic voices to read out the message.
Would you like bad boys? Well, I am
Bad at everything. Wink. Can you guys please stop fighting? No, I'm a lesbian. I want to fling myself at the sun so hard my dick falls off. That's Darren right there.
Well, I guess we want her to know, like, she's not gonna hire us if she doesn't know who we are, what our capabilities are. So we should probably make up something.
You should make up a name?
Not a name, but like possible like ranking, like what are we? What's our significance in the city? We could say we're the butler.
We could. That butler was a bit of an asshole.
Oh, he's okay. He made delicious whipped cream.
Could you say we're mercenaries?
That works too. I mean, technically, we did kill a couple of people for the mayor.
We were able to kill the doppelganger,
And
so we're better than he was.
And we were paid for it.
We didn't kill the doppelganger.
True, you killed him. And told her that you killed him. Or at least that he's dead.
You just hear that little corrective voice in the back of your head.
Killed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay.
19 words, that works.
19 words. We could just say, sorry about your help. Our mistake stepping into your business. As mercenaries, we are available for hire. Need assistance.
I like it.
I like it.
I like it.
Who wants to send it, though?
What's a mercenary?
Mercenaries are people who
kill for money.
Kill for money.
Is that what you
do? Sorry. Who was the person who
say that?
Who answered?
That was me.
Okay, well, unless we're supposed to be a troop of mercenaries, it's probably best if you reply.
Just throw
That's a fair point. Maybe we should say as a mercenary.
As a
I am
mercenary, I am available.
Zink looks over to Sutha.
Don't worry. Aside from poisoning people, this is all new to me too.
I mean, I've killed plenty of people.
Got strange kinks.
Wait, what'd you say?
I've killed plenty of people. We just never got money for it.
Oh, you should try it sometime. It's quite lovely. Actually, you just did try it. Kind of. Didn't actually kill them.
Well, I killed one of them.
So, Lortma is sending the message?
I will send a message.
He sends the message.
Okay.
Connection is now not able to send the message.
How good are you at bullshitting?
I sipped over a bowl once.
You're a paladin. You need to have a high charisma to bullshit.
I have +3 deception.
Okay, so it's the same as mine.
You're equal bullshitters.
How does Zink have a higher deception than you guys?
Because you had plans.
He's not
Right.
actually that very charismatic. I just made him that way.
All right, just checking in, guys, for like a couple
Fuck, and
minutes.
he's weak as fuck, but he's not
Yeah.
actually charismatic.
So,
I mean, charisma can also be low.
who is sending the message?
I will send a message.
Okay.
You-
Uh,
Ready? Hold on. We're gonna fix this problem real quick.
go ahead and roll me deception.
Ooh, Zink will assist.
Yes! 22.
You
Zink also
can't-
assisted, but he didn't need to.
I was gonna say you can't assist in this because it's a spell send thing.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you got a what?
22.
Cool. What do I? Stat block.
I was gonna say, could I have assisted him by writing down the script? But that's fine.
Okay. She replies back. Fairly quickly. Right. So she replies back fairly quickly, and you can hear this in your head. And she sounds amused, but in a very condescending way. Just, yeah. And sorry. And she says, you, trying to be a big fish in a little pond will only get you gutted. Don't play with me. You can't win.
And we don't know that because only he can hear it.
So, what you do?
You don't die.
I tell everyone what she said.
First things first.
First things first, this bitch wants to kill me.
You're a fish?
Yes.
Where are your gills?
We have so much to teach you.
Okay. So she now has the option to send back to you guys, and you guys can reply. But I will say, as you're kind of like waiting for that other shoe to drop, at least by the time that you go to sleep, nothing comes from her end. And nothing comes from the mayor either. So, and you can tell that the stone is still active because if somebody were to destroy one of a set, the other one just becomes a normal rock with a face on it. So it is still active. It does still exist. She hasn't destroyed it, but she's not talking to you, at least as far as y'all can tell. So for sake of brevity, do you guys do anything before you settle down to actually sleep and set up your watch schedule for the night?
I'm gonna snag the sending stone with the mayor, and just let him know that it didn't quite go as we expected, and he needs to keep an eye out.
Okay.
Before
Or
heading,
as hoped.
before heading to bed, Craw is just gonna walk the perimeter of our camp and cast alarm.
Good plan.
Good
Good plan.
idea.
You do get a response back from the mayor. Thank you for the update. All is calm here. No trouble that I can see. We'll keep you updated. So, fuck.
That was the alarm spell being set up.
Okay.
Okay, but really, it was my mom saying I love you.
Aww.
I mean, that's cute.
That's
too.
a sending spell that we love to hear.
Yep.
That's cute. So yeah, so you guys sleep for the night, set up your watch schedule. Nothing comes at you in the night, so that's good. And in the morning, you crest that final one of the final gentle hills as you're heading down into Gem Kingdom. Even from here, you can see the deep green of the verdant forest in the distance across the Amethyst River. You can see the deep green of the Emerald River over to the east as you're heading in, and you can see the deep purple black kind of craggy sides of the caldera rising up out of there with all of the various and sundry stone pillars and buildings and towers of the capital city Amethyst Halls kind of poking their tops out of the rim of the caldera. There's the guards. There's the guardsmen in the distance set up at one of the first entry points on this side of the caldera, and you guys are ready and willing to actually enter that next week. Or, well, next
couple of weeks.
Before we do anything, while it's on my mind, can I use my disguise kit before we enter the city?
Yeah, sure.
Just change it up a bit.
Yeah.
This is a city where orcs are not well fond of.
It's the capital city, so honestly, here is probably one of the places where you'll be like the least gawked at because they get all sorts.
All right.
So there's that.
Okay.
You'll run into more trouble in like smaller towns that, especially ones that aren't anywhere near the hills that your people tend to be from.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, that is it, y'all.
All right. Thank you, everybody who joined in for this week's episode of Gem Kingdom Chronicles. I will be trying to upload this episode to YouTube tomorrow. It's probably going to have a couple of skips because I've had internet issues all night. I apologize for that. I apologize again for it being such a short game today. I just had a real-life crisis hit, and I need to get that figured out. But we will be back in 2 weeks for episode 6. So be on the lookout for that, and most of us will be on D&D Talks next week to discuss this recent playthrough. So if you have any questions to send to us, message me at turn2page394 cosplay on Instagram. I'm pretty sure a couple other people have Instagrams as well.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah. But if you need to, just message me directly because I check in all questions. I'll even post a questionnaire on the day of the stream. So you can send in any questions and comments you have there. Other than that, thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will see you all next session. Bye, everybody!
Bye.
Bye.